The video you're about to watch is the second job we've done with this company I just started. I'm gonna start a little like docu-series, I guess, almost like a vlog of just, I guess the journey, the journey of starting your own company, having your own business. I think it's something that a lot of people want to do, and most of us never do it. I'm 30 and I'm just now starting it because I just can't do it anymore. I can't do the 9 to 5 and work for somebody else and slaving away for the rest of my life. Somebody tell me when I can't eat lunch, when I can go home, that kind of stuff. Like, I'm just over that. But anyway, that's a really hard thing to do, start your own business and get it going and do your best. And I think a lot of people are scared of that. And I was one of those people, and I still kind of am. But I just want to document my journey through it because I've decided no matter what happens, like, this is what I'm doing. It's where I'm going. I'm going to be my own boss. But not just that. This whole channel is going to be a lot of different things. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do stuff with like the family. I'm just going to document everything we do. I've been blue collar my whole life, so I guess pretty normal for me to do this kind of stuff and just live like this. So I think I'm just going to document like the way I live, my journey through life. And if it ends up being interesting, then awesome. If not, then I guess it'll be something that me and my family can look back on, when we're old. Hopefully my video editing skills get better and I become less awkward in front of the camera, because like I say later on in the video, I'm not used to holding a camera and talking to it. Like right now, this is pretty awkward for me. Not the normal thing. But with that being said, this video is kind of long because I'm still kind of trying to figure out some things with the editing and what I should put where in the video, and music and sound, all kinds of things. And also, I'm so new to it. Like I got 3 kids, and they are not quiet children, so like editing in there, it's kind of hard to hear. Actually, why I'm in my truck right now is so you guys can hear me, because if I wasn't, I'd have 2 toddlers climbing all over me, jumping up and down. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This sucks. I just bought this. Dang. Well, this was an early mistake to make. Pretty stupid. I messed up and I got this dirt. I tarped it, but it rained all the way home. So now the tarp is acting like a swimming pool. Hopefully this tarp lasts long enough for me to get to the job site. Nice. This thing's gonna rip off and blow away. I might stop and buy a new one. Hopefully that works. Got about a 45-50 minute drive. It's a small job though. You just gotta compact some dirt. They had a water leak in their front yard, and the company that came and fixed the water line, they drove all around and left a bunch of ruts. So they called us and they want us to come fix it. This is the second job that we're going to do as a company, and it's small and easy, not very much profit at all.
but it's something that's going to be pretty short. I'm bringing everything too because I'm also trying to get my business account got suspended. I don't know why. I've been struggling with it, fighting Google left and right. I've sent 4 video verifications. They've denied it every time. And I think it's because I'm using my house as my address, but I'm a service business. So I go out to customers and I fix stuff, you know, at their property, at their job site. That's why I'm gonna bring my signs and a bunch of tools. I'm gonna lay it all out on the job site. Me and my brother are gonna be out there and I'm gonna show Google that we're actually work and we're actually a company. I have everything I have is branded. We got t-shirts and vest and all that good stuff, so I'll make sure I have that tomorrow to maybe prove a point. But we just started this, so we're pretty small. There's definitely no big money behind us. Kind of winging it. Gotta get these batteries charged up because I've been using them so much. I got these new Ego tools and I love them. That mower, I got the weed eater power head attachment. There's all kinds of different attachments you can get with it, with the chainsaw, the weed eater. I think there's like a trimmer too, you can get like an extension. And I got the actual trimmer. And then I got the leaf blower in the car. The leaf blower is awesome. The next one I'm gonna buy is a chainsaw. But all the batteries are dead right now, including my Powerful batteries, which these are cheapies, but they work. Can't afford Milwaukee yet, still too poor. See if I can hook up to this without a spotter. Which I should be able to. I've done it before, but I don't want to make my front yard all muddy, digging ruts. Should better check that ball. The company that I rent these trailers from, we're still so small that I don't own any equipment yet, you know? Everything I rent. But the company that I rent these trailers from, they're pretty shady. Like, they're actually, I shouldn't say shady, they're a good company and they're well known in my local area. However, I've rented 3 different pieces of equipment and a dump trailer, which is this dump trailer, and I've rented another dump trailer, and none of those trailers have trailer brakes. I thought it was my truck, but it's not. It's their trailers. And I'm assuming they do that on purpose to save money, maybe. I'm not really sure exactly how that works or why they're doing that, but I'm fairly certain that's what's happening. Alright, let's see if I can do it real quick here. I think I'm in line.
And just like the language you want to use for the displays here, it's like English.
I wish I had one of those nice backup cameras right here or up here. I've seen some that have them up in the rearview mirror. One day, this company takes off, it's gonna be the first thing I buy is a nice new truck. It's the brakes. You let off the brakes and you roll a foot. That's my ego talking. We all know it's not true. There we go. It's kind of embarrassing. Another thing those guys don't do is they don't ever cross the chains. I've asked somebody like 3 times to tell me I'm crazy. Whoops. Jesus, look at that. Somebody definitely took off down the road with that, huh? Double check everything's still working. Clean this out. Looks good from here, huh? These side lights never work on these for some reason. I guess it's better than nothing. These are my wheel chocks. Rain anymore tonight. I had to get this dirt today. Today's Friday. We're doing the job tomorrow, which is Saturday. But none of my local suppliers are open on Saturdays, so we can't get dirt, gravel, mulch, nothing on Saturdays. So we got to get it the night before, and just so happens tonight it's supposed to rain a lot. I'm hoping that this tarp can hold up to it. I guess I'm gonna scoop it out like I did earlier with the hard hat. I might come out here a couple times tonight to make sure, because I don't want this all turning into mud. It's wasted money. Because it's only, I mean, the trailer was 120 for the day. The topsoil was $55 a yard. We got 2 yards, so that's $110. I bought the wheelbarrow for this job. Bought this tamp, which this is crazy right here. That tamp, which is such a simple object, I think next time I go to buy one, I think I'm just gonna make one myself. Weld a couple pieces of plate. But I don't know if you can see that. It's $50. $50 for that little tamp. And I bought some cobalt shovels and a couple rakes. Each one of those is 30 bucks. But I'm gonna need it. I want to try to go all out in this company. I got a lot of experience in excavation, doing pipeline work, and being an inspector for a big pipeline company around here. Not just that, I've also been fiber optic. I've done all kinds of stuff. But I'm trying to take that experience and that knowledge and do something for myself. I got a lot of experience trying to figure it out, you know. I want to work for myself. I don't want to work for these big companies and corporations. And there's people that don't care about you. My current job's pretty awesome. Like, I got some really good bosses. I don't want to dog on them at all. Good dudes. And not just good dudes, but the kind of dudes that really know what they're doing. And you don't find that very often, I feel like. However, they're also the kind of dudes where their whole life is work, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, I'm not saying nothing bad about that. There's a lot of guys that live like that, but I got young kids, and I need to figure out a way to either work less and make the same amount of money, or retire when I'm 40. And that's kind of my goal. Is I'm gonna work like crazy for the next 10 years and do everything I possibly can to get to a point where I can retire. And when my kids are, you know, in their early teenage years, I'll be home all the time. We'll be going on vacations and doing all kinds of fun stuff. At least that's the plan, trying to hit the commercial and government stuff right now. I've been working my way into that. I'm all signed up and all that with the government. However, it's very hard to get your first job with the government. Like, they can't even, everybody I've talked to said they get on with the prime contractor and try to work with them as a sub, but it's real hard to find somebody that even put you as a sub without any experience. And I don't mean any experience like in that field. I mean any experience with government contracting. If you don't have some sort of experience in government contracting, at least one contract on your record, they won't work you, just the way it is. That's good enough. What we're going to use it for tomorrow, might as well go ahead and charge this one. There we go. Just taking the leaf blower to clean the road up, or any kind of sidewalk or anything like that. It's pretty sweet for that. I think my next big purchase is going to be a power broom. One of those things you put on the end of a weed eater, which I have the Ego Power Head. I don't know if they have a power broom attachment for that, but if they do, that'll be the next thing I buy. This is another thing. This stuff right here, this grass seed, was $50. Crazy. I think it's a 20-pound bag, though it says. 10-pound bag, $2 a pound. That's ate up. Probably not the greatest idea putting that in my cab. If it busts open, that's gonna be fun. Even though in the back seat. I just got this truck. It's been good so far. The only thing is, the AC sucks. The AC does not work at all. It's rusted underneath of it. And then the coolant, which it's been staying, it's pretty close to where it started. Okay. We were worried about a coolant leak. I filled it up all the way to here. And it went all the way down, and we filled it back up. It went down, and we filled it up, and now it's right there. So we're hoping it stays there. If it doesn't, then that's kind of scary. I ain't got the money to be playing with that. Well, I think that's it. We've loaded the truck. We got the grass seed, the leaf blower, all the tools we need. I put all the power tools and the wrenches and stuff in there just in case something bad happens to this, just a truck, or maybe that thing craps out, whatever. But we got all the shovels, the wheelbarrow. The only thing we gotta do is pick up my brother, and pick up a bale of straw in the morning, and then we'll be on our way. I didn't even check if this works. He said it works, but you never know. Alright, that works. Alright. I'm gonna pick up my brother, and then we're gonna go to this lady's house and see what we got. These trailer brakes, man, they never work. It really gets on my nerve. You know, I've not been doing this very long, like working for myself. I've done a lot of excavation and a lot of jobs, and I've been an inspector on a lot of projects. However, the side that most guys don't get to see when you're working for somebody else is the bidding process and payment and all that stuff. If you're someone like me and you don't got a lot of money behind you and you're kind of putting everything you got into it and just praying that it works, you know, you can't really be messing around with the payment. And a lot of times, like my first big job, we just got it, and I've been waiting on a check for 2 weeks, and it's I mean, I say big job, it's big to me, but we're waiting on a $7,000 check for the down payment, and they keep telling me it's in the mail and it's on the way. And I actually took a week off of work because we had it all scheduled, ready to go, and nothing ever came of it. You know, contract signed, like it's all like legit. But these people, I don't know if they're messing me around or what. It is a big corporation, so I don't think they're, you know, it's not like they don't have the money. But, you know, it's a trailer park corporation, which I know a lot of them have a bad reputation for being kind of sleazeball-y. Which hopefully these people aren't like that, I don't think. So far, they've been pretty good. Like, talk to and deal with, not necessarily about the financial situation. But with that financial situation, that could be something simple, or it could be a mistake on my part. You know, who knows what maybe they sent it to the wrong address. I've been sick for 2 weeks, keep coughing stuff up, I feel like I can't breathe. I don't know if it's COVID or what. Hopefully it's not COVID. You know, another thing with that payment situation is I feel like a lot of these big corporate entities, like they, you know, they do the pay you in 30 days thing. Like you do the project, you get a check in 30 days or even a 90. I think they call it like a net 30 or a net 90. And, you know, like for me, like legally, like I have all the legal documentation, workman's comp and all that kind of stuff where we can do corporate projects. And, you know, I'm signed up on SAM.gov and all the government stuff. And we can technically do government projects too, but the funding's not necessarily there. Like, I don't know, you know, I couldn't do a project and wait for 30 days for the payment. I couldn't do a project and wait for 90 days for the payment. I'm just not in that position yet. I'm hoping at some point I got enough in my bank account that, you know, I'll have what I need to be able to, you know, get the project at least somewhat done to where I can collect my first check, or I'm hoping at some point I have enough in my bank account where I can do those projects that, you know, they don't pay out for a couple months or a month or so, whatever. As of right now, I've put everything in this company, so I'm winging it. I don't know if you can see this spot right here. All those signs. All those signs right there. I put my sign up 4 different times right there. And somebody keeps taking them. So the first time I put one there, they took it, and then I put one there across the street and on the other side, catty corner. So there was 3 signs. They took all 3 of those signs, and then I did it a 4th time, and they took all 4 of those. So I don't know what the deal is. Somebody's shady. It's probably a competitor, but that ain't cool. I've never done that. I don't know why anybody else would do that.
Where?
Yeah.
Huh?
Look right here. We can also lift this thing up. That good? Huh? Oh God, dude. 1 second. I got this bungee stretched to maximum capacity.
I ain't going crazy either though.
Yeah, tamp the hell out of it, dude. Tell me when. Is the wheelbarrow underneath of it?
Yeah, keep going a little bit. Good.
We gotta be careful because when that shit gives, it'll all give.
That's what we'll definitely try to break it away. They're just stand like right in there and break it away. Let's move us around a little bit.
Don't spread it too thin yet. We gotta tamp it. You know, make sure so it's gonna look higher for a second.
It's already high, yeah.
See, this would be where it'd be nice to have a plate compactor.
No doubt. 10 seconds.
Yeah, because that's gonna take fucking forever, and it's gonna kick our asses. Sometimes I don't trust myself, but I think we got just the right amount of dirt. You wanna go see if that leaf blower and batteries in the back of my truck? Yeah. It's like on the, yeah. How's it going?
Guys, do you do this on the weekend or is this your business?
This is my business.
Is it?
Yep, we do all
You got
kinds of
cards?
stuff. Yeah, yes sir.
Yeah. Level.
Okay, and the final steps. We gotta make sure we break this up real good, make it look good. We gotta make sure we make it look good. And you don't want it too thick.
I'm playing it upside down. The next one.
Yeah. Bitch. Alright. Here we go now.
You may look at this and go, yeah, that's not gonna work, lady.
Yeah. I think we can make it work. I'll probably split these. Oh, we got more of them. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make it work.
Yep. And that's 250 feet. I'm assuming that'll be enough.
If not, I got this exact same rope in my truck, so.
Taking that clump with you?
Huh?
What are you doing with that big clump of dirt?
Yeah, we're gonna take it with us. Eli. Well, we got that job done. It was pretty easy. A little bit more than I thought it was gonna be. I messed up and I told that lady that we would do it for $850 without actually looking at it because, you know, she told me it was a couple of ruts, and actually she showed me some pictures, but she only explained the ruts, and I seen them. I was like, oh yeah, we can do that pretty quick. And you know, it's a small job, so I bid it for at least 50% profit on a Saturday. You know, one of those things, it's not even worth going out there and looking at it. I'm gonna have to figure out a new way of bidding these things, because going and looking at every single one is not an option. However, I think it'd be best to go and look at every single one at the same time, because if I don't, I'm gonna fuck myself. But yeah, if I go look at every single one, it takes so much time, so much fuel, and my area that I service is pretty good size, really. I mean, it's probably 300 miles from the farthest point north to the farthest point south, and probably 150 from east to west, which, I mean, a massive area, but it's pretty good size to be pinging back and forth as a one-man show, bidding and looking at every single job. So I need to figure out a different way of doing that. I mean, I guess it's all part of the journey, you know. I wanted to start a company, and I got to figure out subtle things like that you just don't think about. Because I also have a full-time job right now. I'm a natural gas inspector, which is a pretty good job, honestly. Like, the pay's pretty good. However, it's one of those jobs, man, it takes your life away. Like, it takes a lot of time. You put in the same amount of time that you would doing your own business as you would being a natural gas inspector. And it's kind of why I'm doing this so hard right now, is I just feel like if I put in the same amount of effort and time that I put into being an inspector into my own business, like, there's no way I don't benefit, you know? And that might be a stupid thought, but I feel like it's not. The only thing about it is it's a lot more high risk, you know? Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do winter without my inspecting job, and I don't know how. There's a lot of ifs, there's a lot of, you know, open ends and things I gotta figure out. Sometimes I wonder how these other guys have done it, you know? Like, I know a lot of people claim they started from the ground up, but that's kind of like a perspective thing, you know? Like, you can take a rich kid and he's gonna think he started from the ground up. Or you can take a poor guy and he's gonna say he started from the ground up. I don't know what you consider starting from the ground up, but I don't think that everybody starts construction companies from the ground up, like actually from the ground up, you know? No financial backing, no help, nothing like that. And I think with that being said, I'd like to talk to some dudes that have done it from the ground up, actually. How they did it, you know? Like, guys that couldn't get loans from the bank, guys that didn't have any help, just pure brute force, busting your ass, figuring it out, trying to make things work. The dudes that figured out that equation and, like, have the answers to that, I think it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, a whole lot of effort. So far, we've been doing all right. I think the Google thing's messing me up, because I got some pretty bad news from the Google verification today. I tried to do another verification video, and it said that I've exhausted all my attempts. So now I can't verify my Google business profile, and I'm not really sure what that means or what. I'm hoping that I talked to some Google guys right now, Google Help, and I'm hoping that they can figure it out. If not, I don't know what to do, because, like, they're acting like I'm some kind of scammer from India or God knows what. But I mean, like I said yesterday, my company's registered with the Department of Defense, with the federal government. Like, I may be brand new and I may be a one-man show, and it's a pretty small company, but I got all the paperwork to prove that I am legit. I got, you know, like, it's just crazy. I don't know what Google's deal is. Every video I've made for them, I've showed them everything, all my tools, my truck. I've showed them even stuff that you guys haven't seen. I showed them all my bids, my bid software, like how I do everything, and that still wasn't good enough for them. So I don't know what they need. I don't know what they want. I was really hoping to get this job done a little bit earlier. A couple of days ago was my birthday, and this is my birthday weekend. My mom's gonna watch my kids, and me and my girl, we're gonna go to the Curiosities and Oddities show up in Indianapolis. It's supposed to be pretty cool, a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be my thing or not, but I might need to check out. She really wants to go, so I said screw it, we'll go. They have these things called suspension artists. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of that, but suspension art is where they put hooks into your skin and hang you from the ceiling. You know, not my cup of tea, but obviously somebody likes it. And as creepy as it is, I would like to see it, just because it's a mind-boggling thing to do to yourself. Well, that was our second job. It was small, but it was something. It wasn't the best pay I've ever made in my life, but it wasn't the worst either. And, you
You know, really we only did, I'd say probably 4 hours of work combined, loading everything up, getting out there, actually finishing the job. It's kind of weird doing this for me. I've never recorded myself like face to face like this. I've never talked to a camera or anything like that. I just kind of want to document my adventure into starting a business. I feel like it'd be cool to, you know, watch it from the ground up. Just, you guys, I guess you haven't really seen all the registering, all the LLC and the legal stuff and all that kind of stuff, but you're starting from a pretty early vantage point. I don't know if this will be a good little video series or not. It might be stupid. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I see people do it all the time and they make it, so I just kind of want to make it a thing too, where maybe somebody out there does know what they're doing more than I don't know what I'm doing, you know, and they can watch me and figure it out. Or maybe there's somebody out there that knows way more than I do about this stuff and can give me some advice. You know, I'm always open to advice. I'm the kind of guy where, you know, criticism is welcome anytime. I'm just happy that one's done, honestly. We've had it scheduled out for a while. That's another thing I need to work on, is like scheduling. As of right now, you know, I got a whiteboard and I write down like kind of what we have scheduled, when I'm going to do it. Like maybe it's a bid, maybe it's going doing a walkthrough or whatever. Like next week we got a walkthrough with some people up in Newcastle, and they're building 2 new houses, and they're talking to us about doing all the grading, all the site prep, all the sewer, all the water. But with that one, it's not scheduled out so far that I'm worried about forgetting it. With this one I just did, like, it's been scheduled out for over a month, you know, and like every couple of days I'm like, oh crap, and then I'm like, oh yeah, never mind. It's still pretty good ways away. So I put it in my phone calendar, which I wasn't, you know, I've never used that before. I wasn't exactly sure if it worked, but it did. I think I'm gonna research some different kind of scheduling options. Like, I'm open to criticism about anything, so like if there's something in these videos you guys think stupid, or like if you want to give me some advice, like I'm open to it. There's something you think I should fix, or a different way I should record, or maybe edit, you know, like I've never, the video you're going to see is the very first editing I've ever done in my entire life, so, you know, you're watching it right now, so you know what you're getting. I don't even know what that looks like yet. But when it comes out, I'm sure it'll look like crap. Hopefully it's better than what I'm thinking. But if it's not, whatever, I'm still uploading it. Like I'm totally committed. I'm starting a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna keep my business going. That's what I want to do. So it doesn't matter how bad it looks. It'll be there probably every week, maybe more than that. But with that being said, you know, I'm open to criticism. Like, if you guys think there's something I can fix, or there's a different way I can record, or I don't know, maybe the audio doesn't sound right to you, anything, some subtle little things. I know I'm awkward right now, like that's one thing you can kind of expect. I'm gonna be awkward in front of this camera probably the first couple videos. Like I'm holding the camera right now, putting right in my face while I'm driving. It's kind of abnormal for me in my life. Well, the truck did good though. It's the second time I pulled a heavy load with this truck, and I mean, that wasn't like a super heavy. That was probably 6,000 pounds. I don't know. Dump trailer, then 4,000 pounds of dirt, 2 yards. The other day we pulled a excavator, 12,000 pound excavator with a pretty good sized trailer. I don't know exactly how much weight there was there, but I think it was over 12,000 pounds. And it did pretty good then too, honestly. There's a little bit of an oil leak in this truck. I don't like that. I need to check that out. I thought it was this. We have a crankcase filter thing up here on the top of the engine. We replaced that. I was told that builds pressure. We replaced that, and I was told that might take away that oil leak, but it didn't. So a little bit concerned about that. I'm hoping there's nothing major, catastrophic about to explode in this engine and just leave me stranded. Other than that, there was that little vibration when I was going up and down those hills on the interstate hauling that dirt. When I'd get into it a little bit, it'd kind of give me a little pop, a little vibration before it started accelerating. That's one thing to learn about me, is I don't know shit about diesels. I don't know shit about gas. I don't know anything about cars. I know just enough to fix a tire, change the oil, you know, like small things, change a starter, change the batteries, like fuel pump maybe, like nothing real crazy. Like I'm not breaking down and getting into injectors. I'm not breaking down to get to the camshaft. Like there's nothing, like, you know, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I know just enough to keep me moving. anything catastrophic, then I'm going to a mechanic. Which I'm lucky. My little brother's a diesel mechanic, and he's one of those dudes. He just, you know, he knows this stuff a lot. He knows it like really well. It's actually kind of funny because there's 3 of us brothers. So I got 3 siblings. My little brother, who is he's actually 11 months younger than me. And then I got another little brother who is 1 year younger than the one that's 11 months younger than me. And then I got a little sister who's the youngest. We're all less than a year apart. And the brother under me, we're Irish twins. So like for like a month out of the year, we're the same age. So with that being said, he is a diesel mechanic. And then my other brother, he does stucco, EIFS, that kind of stuff. That's what my dad does too. My dad owns a business. He does that kind of thing. So we all have different like expertises. Like I've been doing excavation since I've been working. And my brother's been doing diesel mechanicing since he's been working, and my other brother, he's been doing stucco and EIFS since he's been working. So we all have like different expertises, you know, but we don't ever get to see that, you know, like when you're at like Thanksgiving or you're hanging out at your parents' house, like you don't see what the other people know or can do. And it's kind of neat, like being around your sibling when they're like in their zone. Like when we were changing that crankcase filter, me and my dad, we were all struggling because it's a really tight spot. If you have a 2011 6.7 Power Stroke, you know that crankcase filter thing at the top of the engine, that gets back there. It's like touching the firewall or whatever it is. Like it's not the easiest spot to get to. And we were all struggling, fighting it. And my little brother, that's the diesel mechanic, you know, granted this is Easter, so Easter dinner's done. They're all waiting for us. And he's just like, let me do it. Let me get in there real quick and get it done. And he jumps in, he literally has it put together in 3 minutes. He jumps right on that thing, has it put together in 3 minutes, and then it's done. And it was just neat because, you know, it's something that, just watching him do it, how he's using his hands and all that kind of stuff, like you can tell he's a professional with that kind of thing. And it's neat watching people do that kind of stuff, especially when it's in your family, like just watching somebody do what they're good at. Dropped the trailer off at my second youngest brother Eli at his house, and he's gonna leave it there until my other brother can pick it up and drop it off on Monday, because I have to go back to my regular job, which is super time, you know, that's crazy time consuming. I'm leaving my house at like 4, I get home at like 8 every single day. It does pay me more than most jobs, however, it's just not worth it. That's another reason why I'm going so hard on starting this company, is I'm really trying to get some stuff going here. I want to work for myself, I want to be my own boss, I want to have time again. I drive 2 hours every day to work. Any of you guys that, like, you know, granted, I'm not a semi-driver, I don't know how you guys do that. People don't realize how difficult it is to sit down and just drive. Like, that is a very difficult thing to do day in, day out. You know, if you gotta do it for maybe a week or a day or whatever, that's not that bad. But if you're doing it for months, that will get to you, man. Like, that is such an unhealthy, hard way of living. Like, I used to think doing all this manual labor out here, busting my ass, sweating and dying in the heat, I used to think, man, I wish I could be an inspector or this or that, something where I get to sit on my ass and just do paperwork and make the big bucks. And then I finally got to that point, and no, like, the only good thing about that is the money. All the rest sucks. Like, sit on your ass all day, that is such a difficult thing to do. And on top of that, driving 2 hours one way, like, I've been doing it for a year and 2 months now, actually a year and 4 months. And, you know, that's hard to do, man. Driving 2 hours every single day for a year and 4 months, and working, you know, anywhere from a 10-hour is your early day and a 16-hour is your late day. Like, that's a difficult thing to do, and it's not necessarily difficult physically, you know, but it's just draining mentally. It's taxing on your family, your children. It's just a hard thing to do. It's really, like, doing that for so long is my motivation on getting this going. You know, what we did today, I made as much as I would as an inspector in one day doing what we did today. And, you know, it was 2 hours worth of work. Like, well, I just 4 hours worth of work. 2 hours worth of actual putting stuff together, but another 2 hours of loading things and, you know, getting the dirt, all that good stuff, driving up there.
All right, well, we're home. get all this stuff unloaded and then load the kids up, and then we're off. Let's go throw this stuff out so I can get going quicker. I gotta get in there and shower. I'm running out of time.